My name is Steve Darden. I have 3 lovely children, 2 biological and 1 stepson. My daughter's the oldest right now. She's 26. Her name is Stevie Darden. I have a son, Dallas Darden, who is now 24. And I have a stepson, Sky Christian Decatur, who is 18 and just graduated this past 2 weeks ago from Maranatha High School. No, unfortunately he wasn't. As a matter of fact, I've never met my dad in my entire life, and I wouldn't know him right now. He could walk up the street right now and I wouldn't know who he was. First of all, growing up as a young man, I lived here in Pasadena, and I can certainly say Mr. Whiter and Mr. Williams truly raised me. They took me camping. They allowed me to be in the neighborhood with them, and they took me in just like their own children and admonished me and disciplined me just like their own children. And it was truly one of those villagers raising a kid. And then later on in life, if I don't give this praise to Pastor Roland R. Jennifer, formerly pastor, passed away, rest in peace, from New Guiding Light Missionary Baptist Church. He was my father and my spiritual father, and certainly taught me how to grow up and be a man, I think. I was 30 years old when my daughter was born. And the mother of my 2 children, my first 2 children. We were married for 21 years before she succumbed to cancer, to breast cancer. Stephanie passed when my kids were a freshman and a sophomore, a freshman and a junior, going into their freshman and junior year at Pasadena High School. And I can truly say, you know, we were truly, truly blessed. And, you know, I took the responsibility that for the first 16 years, man, she just handed me the baton and said, you got to run with it, just don't drop the baton. It's kind of the approach I took. But I had a newfound respect. Even though my mom was a single parent and raised us, I had a newfound respect for single parents and especially single dads. And so I just took that and was determined that we were going to live out the plans that we'd had for both of my children at that time. They did. My daughter graduated from Spelman in 2012, and my son attended UC Riverside and just transferred from UC Riverside and is finishing up, thank you Lord, just is finishing up his senior year at Cal State LA due to some health issues that he experienced. We needed to bring him home, and so now he's enrolled and we'll finish. Actually, we'll enroll in the fall. He's enrolled now, and we'll start in the fall for his last semester at Cal State LA. No, at that point, I think Sky was about 10 years old at that time, and his mom, Pam Decatur at the time, was a great mom, is still a great mom with him, and at the same time Sky still has his dad, his biological dad, in his life, and we have developed a great relationship since throughout these past few years. So there was no hesitation in that, and I thought I knew how to raise a kid, but all kids are different, and so it has had its challenges along with my 2, but they're all different, but they're all great kids. Well, I think the first thing that I would share with them, if indeed you find yourself where you are now a dad, make absolutely sure to understand that either you're going to raise them or the streets are going to raise them. And if you think, and it's a financial struggle, and if you think that you can't be present with the mother to raise the child, married or unmarried. Just imagine how tough that's going to be on her being by herself. So, my advice would be certainly, have a relationship with God first. And as the word says, train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he is old, he won't depart from it. And really seek God for guidance. But at the same time, find some other mentors, some people that you respect in the way that they have raised their children, and talk to the older ones. I mean, there's definitely some wisdom out there in terms of the older men and how they've been able to raise their children.